Hello everybody, it's Coach Linda and
Coach Allie
here today to do your scorecard protocol. What we wanted to do was film the whole scorecard procedure so that we're all on the same page and all of our results will be reliable and very comparable, especially since we have so many new champions. So Allie graciously volunteered to help me do this video. So Allie, I'm going to go change the camera down so we can actually see. The first one we're going to do is called the sit and reach. Here's a picture of your scorecards. These are uploaded on your portal, so these should be easy for you to find. Just go download them and put your participant's name on there. We're going to start scoring, and we'll start, actually let's start with the balance assessment since that's the first one. And we can do that standing right here. So I'm going to read as Allie does, and this is how you will do with your partner too. So Allie, it says to take off your shoes. We decided you don't really have to take off your shoes, but it is better for balance if you do have your shoes off. So that's up to you if you want your participants to do that. If not, just exactly like she's doing it. The person stands on one leg for as long as possible. So she can use her arms out to the side to balance, and you want to do both sides. Now, in this protocol, what we want to say is if this person, and then do the other leg, in Allie's instance, she could probably stand there for a really long time. So if you time, I want you to go ahead and time each leg. If they can stand for 30 seconds or more, then you tell them to stop. You can record 30 seconds if you want to. Then I want you to do the second test with their eyes closed, which makes it harder. So then you say, harder, you say team member, lift one leg, use your arms if you need to for balance, and close your eyes. So she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and let's pretend she's dropped her foot. Drop your foot. So I would use a stopwatch. Okay, other side, same thing. Allie, leg up, so balance, and then you count. You would look at your stopwatch, record. She's got her eyes closed. Make sure they have their eyes closed. Record how long they can stand on one leg with their eyes closed, and then make that note when you turn in the scorecards, EC. So that procedure is really easy to follow. All you need is a stopwatch and a non-slip surface, and you can start scoring your participants. Remember, if they can stay more than 30 seconds on one leg with their eyes open, you go ahead and score them with their eyes closed. Okay? All right, the next one's a little bit more difficult. So Allie's going to sit down. I'm going to move the camera so we can actually see. What you need for this scoring is called the sit and reach to assess low back and hamstring flexibility, because a good flexible hamstrings and good flexible low back can prevent injuries. So I'm going to move it down so you can actually see the yardstick. So what we did is we took a yardstick and put it on the floor. Now you can see that Allie has her heel, so what I'm going to ask Allie to do is to take her shoes off. Because, Allie, take your shoes off, because this one is, it's hard to score people with their shoes on because you've got the heel of their boots. So if they will, have them take their shoes off. If not, you're going to have to really make sure that you take into account this much of the shoe or the boot. So we're going to say shoes off, heels scoot up to 15. All right, and she's going to take her feet 10 to 12 inches apart, so you can come apart a little bit more. Reading your directions, yardstick on the floor. I put a piece of tape at 15 to mark it. She wants to keep her legs straight during this test. And I don't mean to lock your knees out. It is called soft knee. So she's going to be soft with her knees as she does this one. That means just don't lock them. All right, sit up straight and tall. And now, I meant to mention this in the very beginning, but I'm going to say that right now. Before anybody scores, they should do the dynamic warm-up. That is crucial. You want her warmed up before we sit down and ask her to execute this particular assessment. So make sure you do the dynamic warm-up with each person before they're scored. You take your feet a little further apart. So she's going to put one hand on top of the other so the fingertips are even at the end. And I'm going to give her a couple trials. She's just going to warm up by going forward 1, forward 2, forward 3. And then on the last one, she's going to actually put her hands down on the yardstick and slide them forward. So put your hands down and slide as far as you can. And it really helps to kind of have a piece of paper or something here to There you go. So I've got her score. They can do it a couple times if they wish. The protocol from this has changed just a little because we used to, and we did that for some people who had low back issues. Keep the hands up in the air. We now want you to take your hands down onto the yardstick and slide them forward as far as you can. Not to the point of pain, just to the point where you feel like that's as far as you can go, and stop. If somebody has had back surgery or has a back injury, you do not do this test. And just make a note to me or in your scorecards that somebody's had back surgery or has a current back injury. So how'd that feel, Allie?
Or just had a baby.
Yeah, or just had a baby in her case. So that's your sit and reach test, and all the directions are here on your scorecard. Remember, this is a slowly going forward and back, no bouncing or no jerking, and it says that clearly in your instructions. And they can do the test 3 times, so each time they do it, they're probably going to get to be a little further out. Now you score me, Allie. So I'm going to do the same thing, and this is what you'd want to do with your partner. So we switch over. I take my shoes off. So I want all the credit I can get, and put my heels at 15, which is marked clearly with the masking tape. And I sit up nice and tall. Tell me what to do.
Okay, go ahead and warm up a couple times.
We'll pretend I've already done my dynamic warm-up. Slow.
You can get that over me. All right, now take your hands down.
Okay, my feet are 10 to 12 inches apart. My knees are...
And you reach as far as you can. Okay, gotcha. You were 2 inches more than me.
And you'll really feel that in your hamstrings. So you record that. You can let them try it again. Each time they may get a little bit better, but record their best score. And the shoes can go back on. And if you see on this, thank you, Allie. If you see on this, I use a masking tape that was, it's almost clear. So you can really read right here in case somebody does come right in at the 15-inch mark. All right, so stand back up. Allie, talk to him, and I'm going to move the camera. Are you...
Okay.
Okay, very good. Next, we have the
Shoulder.
Yes, shoulder flexion test. Now this test, we're going to use a tape measure. If you have a cloth one, sometimes that's even better. So Allie, let's score you. So Allie's going to turn around. I'm going to ask her to put her right hand as close as she can to her opposite shoulder blade. So, wow, good flexion. So she's got good flexion. Turn around, let them see. So she's got her hand up her back. Now say take the other hand up and see how close. Now this is beautiful. She's touching. That's really, really good. But we're measuring the arm that's down. So this is her right arm. So you'll score that on the right and then switch. Wow, Allie, very good.
Better than my hamstrings.
Coach Allie, more flexible shoulders than hamstrings. Now let's score Mama, Coach Linda. All right, so I'm going to tell me how to do it, Allie.
Okay, go ahead and start with your right hand. Reach it up to your shoulder blade, and then take your left arm above your head and see if you you can touch.
So we can touch.
Perfect.
All right, other side.
Do that left arm up the back.
This is the one I broke, so. Oh, still touching.
She's still touching. But if they weren't touching, you would measure.
So let's say I can only get to right here.
So you would measure fingertip to fingertip.
How many inches?
15 inches.
All right, so that's the key to this test. It doesn't matter if they touch, no big deal at all. Just as if we can get them closer. So I was 15 inches apart, pretend the next time if I'm 13. So less is better on this, so 13 would be better. All right, and your scoring is at right on your scorecard. So we're here. So excellent is touching. Fair is less than 3 inches, and greater than 3 inches is poor. But if you're poor, it doesn't matter. What matters is that we're getting better, okay, not regressing. So the last but not least is your chest flexibility test. This one is a little bit, I think, yeah, it's harder to judge just because it's your perception. But I'll tell you the things that I saw when we did the reinvigoration tour and how we need to correct that. So I'm going to read this out to you, Allie, and this is how you would read it to your partner. Stand, position, bent, arms up to the sides, elbows bent shoulder height with wrist above elbows. Yes. So if she does this, that's wrong. So that's not wrist above elbows. So make sure you look at them like that. Pull elbows back behind your shoulders as far as possible. Excellent. Now what I'll ask her to do is turn sideways so I can see the angle. So go back to the position, put your arms down, turn sideways. Now take your arms up like a goalpost is what I like to say. Yes, so she is well behind her shoulder joint. Now come forward and pretend that you couldn't get back. If she's in front of the shoulder joint, then that is poor chest flexion. And if she does this and drives her elbows back, that is the test will not be valid. So you have to keep your hand up. So you score me.
You failed.
She loves this. All right.
Okay, take your arms up like a goalpost. Drive those elbows back. Oh, yours is better than mine on this one too. Okay, so that's perfect. Now bring them back down to your side and turn to your side. Now bring those elbows up and drive them back. Yeah, it's perfect.
What I saw by far in a lot of people was, and I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this, is they came here, and when it started getting tight through the chest, they dropped their hands down and shoved their elbows back. You have to keep it at an angle here. You can't drop the hand has to be right over the elbow joint as you move back. And you know what? You may have somebody that's kind of injured, one shoulder's injured, so maybe one side goes back and the other side is not flexible enough. So you can note that on their score. That's great just to let us know why maybe they didn't score as good as we had hoped. So now we've gone through all the scoring. So there's 4 tests. And you want to start with the balance. Number 1, record. Number 2, the set and reach that we just did on the floor. Number 3, the shoulder flexibility test. And then the chest flexion is last. And on the chest flexion, you have excellent, average, and poor. So just look at where they line up with their shoulder joint. If they're in front, then their their chest flexion, is not very good. If they're in line, average. If they're back here, then excellent. And we want to keep the chest muscles stretched because of this, what we do all day long in this crunch position. So it's always forward rotation. So that helps to keep that flexible and prevent injuries. Anything else, Allie?
I don't think so.
One more thing I do want to remind, and I'm sorry I didn't say this in the very beginning, but to make sure you warm up.
Yeah, it's hard to do that.
Like we did. All right, well, thank you very much. And any questions, please let us know. The Fit Prescription coaches are here to help you.
Thank you.
Thank you.